Yeah, I don't like that. Anyway. So, I'm just using some acetone because, believe it or not, the underside of this wood and the side of this, once you get the old crappy stuff sanded away, is actually pretty oily. So we are going to ensure that we get a nice tight bond. Get it? Tight bond? That's pretty funny, isn't it? So anyways, I got my locating pins. And Bob's your uncle. The fretboard is back in the place that it needs to be. So with this, we're going to go ahead and glue it up, clamp it down nice and flat, let it dry for a day or till tomorrow, or whenever I get to it, and then we'll work on the binding. Binding will be fun because we're going to get to wrap that the old-fashioned way. And to keep our glue out of the truss rod channel, this is just magic tape, not to be confused with magic dust. And there we have it. Got the squeeze out mostly cleaned up. We'll let her sit. I had a little bit of glue come out of that hole. I didn't have any glue come out of this lower hole, but then that one there, but then that nail was a little bit bigger. That was kind of a tight fit. So anyways, there she is. We'll let her set up overnight, and then maybe I'll get to putting these silly clamps back together. Get that going. Alright, well, let's pull this apart and see if we've got something we can work with. Alright, well, that didn't turn out too bad. It appears to be a fairly clean edge, although we will go in there and clean it up, make sure that we have a really nice 90-degree angle there. Okie doke. Alright, this is kind of what I've got rigged up. It took me a little bit because I had to build these jaws for my vise out here. I've cleaned this channel out. I've gotten this as close to 90 degrees as I can get it, same as with this here. And I have put these two little, they're not really gluing cauls as much as they are supports, clamping supports, so that because this fingerboard here is unsupported, when we lay this in here and wrap it and glue it, I want to be able to put this flush to the bottom of this. So that's why those two are there. I briefly toyed with the thought of trying to glue both of these on at the same time, but if any of you have seen how coordinated I am not, it's probably the better solution. We're just going to do them one at a time. So here we go. Alright, well, it is a absolutely gorgeous day here in Ohio. So let's pull her apart and see how we did. And the nice thing about these using these rubber bands here is that when you undo it, all the glue just kind of falls right off of them. Alright, well, she's on there. Now we just got to get all the stuff that we're not going to use as binding off of there. Well, we're getting her filed down pretty good. Unfortunately, you can see right along in here, this is where sections of the neck wood is missing. So once we kind of get that filed down, we'll know how much of that we're going to have to fill in. It looks like there's a section, maybe a little section right in there as well. But so far, it's coming out good. And You know, rosewood curls remind me of chocolate curls at like the chocolate factory, and well, now I'm hungry. All right, we are, oh, I don't know, probably 3 coats of sanding sealer into this. And then, of course, the weather turned. So we went from 25% humidity to, I don't know, 125% humidity. But that's where we're at. The fingerboard's taped up, left the sides exposed. And then I found a couple of areas that needed to be sanded. And like I said, then it started to rain. These are our areas that were the big divots that we had. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do. I didn't have any mahogany dust, so I just used rosewood dust, like the fingerboards. It's quite noticeable, but again, just did what we had to do. And it's a learning guitar. So, anyways, we're just waiting for the weather to turn, and then we'll. I probably got another couple of shots of sanding sealer to go on it. Yeeks! I guess then we'll be putting frets on it. Holy buckets! All right, hang in there, guys and gals, kid, people watching this. And the tool fairy has been by as well. Tool fairy dropped off a really nice Delta jointer that just needed a bunch of rust taken off the top of it and some very minor adjustments, and now she's just running like a peach. And then the other tool fairy came by and brought us a drill press to kind of get us by. I'm sure pretty good chance I'm going to regret this purchase in a year or so, but for now that's what we got. And then for the moment, utilizing the Go Bar deck is actually a second table with the granite up on top, and a barrel stave project that I'm working on. So yeah, that's what's happening. Rain, 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 and the squirrels continue to play. The plants are digging it. Nitro-based paints and sealers, not so much. Cheers, folks.